karma doesn't stop at karma, meaning if one person does something, and you say the karma comes to them, but if you do something too, the karma does come back to you too. That's the nature of karma. That's the nature of seeds we sow, you know? And so it's a difficult conversation because there's so much more than the chair and everything that happened in that moment.
The dream of nonviolence, the practice of nonviolence.
The practice.
The practice.
Mm-hmm.
But the dream was brought out of nonviolence. And right now in this moment, there is a large swath of Black America and even allied America that's celebrating the folding chair, the young man who jumped into the water and swam. That wasn't nonviolence.
No, it wasn't. That was frustration. That was anger. That was we're tired. That was, finally we have this moment where we're not the ones. That's what that was about. But we have to be careful that we don't relish that moment, because it is a seed. It is, karma exists in the universe. Karma doesn't stop at karma, meaning if one person does something, and you say the karma comes to them, but if you do something too, the karma does come back to you too. That's the nature of karma. That's the nature of seeds we sow, and so it's a difficult conversation because there's so much more than the chair and everything that happened in that moment. That's generations of stuff, That's probably the spirit even of those that were traded, when slaves landed. That may have been in their spirit at the time.
On that dock.
The spirit of wanting to rebel, or to attack or to say, hell no, and didn't have the strength at that time. So it could now be the strength of the ancestors doing. But the problem is that we know violence never gets us to where we want to go. And in this situation, once the initial thing ended, that should have been it. And so we have to figure out, how do we teach people that discipline of nonviolence after people have done what they feel they need to do? Daddy never denied people had a right to defend themselves. He just chose in his personal situation not to choose a violent route. But he never would say a person doesn't have that right. But this went past that point, as you know. Once the initial brawl happened, it now just became a bunch of violence and extra retaliation and just a lot of stuff.
A huge ripple effect.
Yes, a huge ripple effect. But again, you understand the frustration, but we cannot justify. We have to be careful that we not justify it.